Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Oh, yes, right here. This is the spot. This is the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Another teachable moment. This one, number 151. Brains, I got robbed at gunpoint, and it was not a pleasant experience. Okay? But before I get into the story, I want to give you some keywords, some big $25 words, and their definitions to see if we can create a parable between what I'm going to tell you and what I'm going to tell you. Okay? First term is thief. What is a thief? It is a person who steals another person's property, especially by stealth, and without using force or violence. What is a robbery? A robbery is the action of taking property unlawfully from a person or place by force or threat of force. What is a victim? A victim is one who is harmed or killed by another, especially by someone committing a criminal or unlawful act. A victim of a mugging. A living creature slain and offered as sacrifice during a religious ritual. And plankton, the scum of the earth. Okay, those four. So, my story. I'm working at the grocery store. I had got the 5 to 2 shift, and I'm working in a very highbrow part of Los Angeles, Westwood. Shout out to Westwood. Anyway, there had been rumors in the area that there was, some robberies going on. And here comes the joker to me. I'm pregnant with my baby. He got this hood over his head. He got a gun in his hand. He's trembling like dying nuts. Sores all on his face. I backed up. He could have everything in that drawer. I didn't care nothing about none of that, and I didn't want to see what he looked like. Just as long as I got away safe. And thank God I got away safe. But I say that to say this to you. How many times have you been a thief? Ask yourself. We've all been a thief. You telling me a big old fat falsehood if you think I believe you have never stole anything. Okay? Without force. Maybe you've made a business negotiation with someone and you didn't deliver on the product and didn't refund them their money and don't want to answer their phone calls. That's a thief. Or how about the young girl that's at the cash register at your local market and she give you an extra $10 and you don't tell her because you think you're going to come up on that $10. That's a thief. What about those extra pens and Post-it notes that you took home from the employee stockroom? That's a thief. What about when you broke somebody's heart and you knew what you was doing was wrong? You was double dipping and flipping and tripping and all that kind of stuff. That's a thief. But also, have you ever been robbed? Robbed of an opportunity to live and to grow and to be free and to be healthy and to be told the truth? Have you ever been robbed of not being able to finish a sentence in a conversation because somebody just jaw-jacking and just keep going? Have you ever been robbed of an opportunity for a job? Have you ever just been straight out bum rushed like me? Think about that. And then to a victim. It's hard to be a victim because you're waiting for direction and you're waiting for support and you're waiting for encouragement, you're waiting for advice, you're waiting for the truth. And sometimes they don't give it to you. And plankton. When you got to thieve from people and you got to rob elections and you've got to steal money and any which way it flows, it ain't right. That's scum. That's plankton. We don't want to be scum. So anyway, I'm safe and I'm healthy and I'm here to share this with you. Think about what I'm saying. You get it. You got it. You're smart. Your brains. Bye, y'all. Welcome home, brains. Here on the Edge with April Mahoney. You're back at the spot. The place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. I have been going to bed with a stomach ache and waking up with a headache. I guess because I keep hearing these two words, white privilege. So I wanted to create a teachable moment about what I feel about that. I was just wondering, like, how in the world could people really believe that and repeatedly regurgitate that term? Let's call it what it is: systemic racism. Call it out, because it makes my stomach hurt to think that somebody considers themselves privileged. Okay? You know, I'm a wordsmith, and I love big $25 words. And I'm here to tell you that that one is fake news. You are being served a big fat nothing burger with a side of awful sauce. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. Let me share a little story with you. You know I love to share a story with you. So back in the day, there was somebody that kept their knee on my neck, holding me down, trying to cut my wind off. I was a temporary employee working for a major corporation. And I'd be going to work dressed to the nine, like brand new money every day. Sister take pride in her appearance. So on this one particular day, my immediate supervisor, a white woman, was admiring my 22-inch, 9mm freshwater pearls. And when she went to touch them, I jokingly made my face tremble. And what she said to me next, I just couldn't believe. She said, you know, when you do that, April, you look just like Shaka Zulu when they hung him. I was like, no, the hell she didn't just say that to me. And what made it even worse, Brains, is that she said it in front of my coworkers, my sisters, or at least I thought. 4 times I went up to apply for regular full-time employment, but she kept her knee on my neck. And I waited until one time I strategically pounced on her like Tigger in a Winnie the Pooh movie. Not only did I gain full-time employment, but I also got reparations. But I had to fight. I had to fight like Oprah in The Color Purple. I saw her a few years ago on a tennis court, and I didn't know if to laugh or cry when I seen all the color drain out of her face. She was looking like she had seen a ghost resurrected from the dead. Listen, if you are an oppressor, deflector, a bully, a thief, a liar, mean-spirited, feeling entitled, and believe that you are privileged because you get away with murder, literally suppressing the growth and aspiration of other human beings, I got a news flash for you. Okay? You have a condition called small brain-itis, and it is more deadly than the corona. Get off my neck. God sees you. You perceive as having privilege. Well, I'm here to tell you that your privileges as of today have been revoked. They have been stripped. Okay? And I'm not going to let you continue to dance in my brain. If you believe in equality, then you can start by stop using that term. There's plenty other words that you can use outside of the word privilege. And you know what else is crazy? When other minorities piggyback on their weak mindset mentality. I'm going to get to them in a minute. Change begins at home. So what I'd like for you to do is do a little experiment, okay? Because all my white friends is calling me. I don't know what to say. You know, it's damn if I do and damn if I don't. You know, I'm picking the wrong words or I'm hurting your feelings. Okay, well, this is what you do. You grab a mirror. You see this beautiful object right here? And I want you to look in it. And when you look in that mirror, I want you to ask yourself several questions like, what have I done to contribute to this? What have I said or not said? What prejudice do I harbor inside my mind? And is those prejudice based on a fact or fiction, what somebody else has said? Have I talked about or gossiped behind black folks' back? Or are you one of those black folks that try to get in where you don't fit in, until you handed your nigga moment? Laughing and hee-heeing and kikiing at the jokes until you're the butt of the joke? Or what about other groups? Friends, partners, calling them, oh yeah, that's my dog, that's my nigga. That's so disrespectful. You haven't earned an in card, okay? Look around in your immediate circle of influence and see if you have any warriors on your team. Have you been privileged enough to have a person of color that you can trust, that you can call a friend, somebody that you can ask a question to and know that they'll be there for you? Ask yourself, why am I so afraid? Why am I so jealous? Have I denied others opportunities and promotions? Have I stayed silent? Have I cheated them or upcharged them? How about didn't speak up or acknowledge when they trade in my business? Keep telling yourself this lie and you'll keep believing it. Oh, I don't see color. Baby, you can't miss all of this. There's no way a blind man can see this. Okay? So now let me have a conversation with my brothers and sisters. Now, with all due respect, T.I., Tip, you my hip hop boo. Because you say I can have whatever I like. But you still playing small with this one day no bend, don't spend. Who's reporting back to you nationally? I'm a numbers girl. I need to know who's keeping track. I don't think that we're playing big enough. We need to be more independent. Create our own cryptocurrency. Visibility, sustainability. Did you see what happened to Bitcoin? Could you imagine a black coin? We would know who's spending our dollars, who's investing our dollars, who we're trading with. Very, very important. Shoot. Have a big brain and know how to write code. We got plenty. Remember, they couldn't get to the moon and back without hidden figures, and those figures was calculated by a black woman. Everybody, told you, give me indigestion. Everybody and their grandmama is now wanting to support and pour into the black community. Y'all better watch that trickery, okay? That's hush money, a pacifier. It's time to outgrow your binky brains. Now, know that I am not ungrateful. Y'all know that. But watch it, because these same folks that gallop in on their white horses to save the poor black community and to help us get out of distress are the same ones that keep their knee on our neck when we are in trying times, when we have underserved and overlooked communities, when we are not able to get loans. What do? Evict us, take the property, and then here we are back at square one. But if we have our own and you're independent, and women, please let me have this conversation with you too, because that's all we talk about. I don't need no man. I don't need this. I don't need that. Then why can't we adopt that as a culture? Why can't we have our own? But it's not happening. Okay? I'm just saying. We can't be always beholden to handouts. We need to hand up. So soon we're forgotten. But I'm the elephant in the room. Believe and trust. I got a long memory. I recall my female mentor, whom I simply adore and cannot live without, telling me that I need to modulate my tone when we get to the meeting and don't crow about Obama's victory. Oh, hell no. Let me tell you, on that day, I had to take her to school. She was the student. We must outreach and embrace one another. Work with our international partners, because the struggle is real and it's all over the world. It's not just in the United States. Do you see all the people that are marching with us? Take a roll of the dice. Y'all know me. I like to shoot dice. Take a gamble. See, once upon a time, it was believed that we would never see a black president in our lifetime. Another lie. And he will always be a superhero to me. Support black-owned businesses. Black people that own businesses, just do right or get the consultation that you need. There's a lot of successful people. And I got a word for that damn NFL. If 70% of the players are black, then hell, we need to create our own league and get up off that one knee. Fuck them. Take your ball and go home. Fans, they gonna support you. They coming to see the game. You only see the owners when it's time to collect the prize and the trophy. Okay? We may not have the money up front, but we gonna re-up. Yeah, y'all in the hip-hop community, y'all know what re-up means. We gonna get it on the back end. Believe and trust. Black mamas, you entrepreneurs, this is the perfect time to create our own charter schools and homeschool co-ops that teach a curriculum of culture, respect, and information that our children deserve and can adapt to. Another one of my mentors told me that she was taught and schooled at the foot of a bed in a house, and she's a super brain. Invoke your Second Amendment rights, brains. Legally, you got the right to protect yourself before it's too late. And with my gangs, come on, I'm from South Central. I know red and blue. Let's fight the good fight. Protect our own communities. Make Nipsey Hussle's memory proud. If we protect and love our own, then there's no need to call the overseer into our community. Keep bad cops out of our community by not having to call them in the first damn place. Don't be robbing nobody's house. Go in and knock on the door and ask, can you cut the grass? Can you clean the windows? Can you sweep up? Can you put salt in their driveway? Whatever it is that you need to do. And then we don't need to have them even in our community. And the ones that we do have, build an alliance with them. Learn to trust them. Know their name. Let them know your face outside of booking you in the police department. Okay? Because I want you to think about something, brains. When you call the police, it's not an invitation for milk and cookies, in all fairness. Okay? You calling them because it's a problem. You're calling them to be a peace officer, to bring the peace, not to bring their gun peace. Can you imagine the stress and the pressure that our police officers are subjected to every single day? Not being able to decompress. They can't just turn that on and off. Everybody's a suspect, okay? They suffer with PSTD. They're fearful. They're in danger. They see bloodshed and murder and abuse. And now they're hated by the very people that are supposed to protect and serve the community. Don't think that some of these officers already don't have a tick or two when they come on to the job. I suggest maybe term limits be implemented for patrol officers, maybe 10 years, and then give them the opportunity to rotate out, because you get burnt out. And remember, don't get it twisted. Our military personnel, yeah, they're trained killers. Okay? Let's change the name of the White House to the People's House. Even our original oppressors call it the House of Commons in the UK. We cannot fight a 21st century war with 1960 tactics, brains, with an equal opportunity hater at the helm. You got to vote. We must get smarter by working harder. White people, it's not about investing a lot of time in hating you. It's all about and more about loving the hell out of us. because Black lives matter. Carry on, soldiers. Hello, brains, and welcome back to On the Edge with April Mahoney. Here, this is the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses, they're never dull. I ran out of mother cards. I wanted to pop in, have a little conversation with you, tell you how I'm feeling, have a little one-on-one, little virtual therapy with my brains. Let me tell you a story. In 1965, me, my mother, my father, my brother, we all went to a park. It was a concert. It was a barbecue. All the celebrities were going to be there. It was on and popping. I had my new outfit on. You always had a summer outfit, some white something, shorts or something. Had it on, got there. Long story short, we had to run for our lives because we were in the midst of the Watts riots. I was traumatized. It was nothing like I had ever seen before, being trampled in the crowd and being a small child getting a whiff of tear gas. And you don't know what the hell is going on. Second time, I'm at another park with my mother and my dad. They must have been ride or die. We're in the park. Run. I get slammed into a tree. Oh, yes. Yeah. Third time, well, that's a different story. I was at the Parliament Funkadelic concert, and the mothership had landed, okay, for real. But that's a whole nother show. But I say that to say this is that the people that are out on the front lines protesting, I pay you homage. I do, because you are the frontline soldiers. You're putting your life on the line. You're facing the corona. You're facing the police. Tear gas ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Your eyes. Who don't have no milk to get it out your eyes? And I understand it's a cause and a purpose, but what are we going to do? Well, let's start with, how about words? Okay? Because words are only as powerful as you allow them to be. Some people get cussed out every day. It don't bother them. One person you say the F word one time in front of them and they just come on out their skin. So words have power. The words like white privilege. What the hell make you think y'all got the privilege? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Okay? Why you the only one with privilege? Like you the only one that got a black card. I'm just trying to, teach you to change your vernacular because it won't give it as much power. And I know my white friends, I love you. I ain't mad at all y'all. I ain't mad at none of y'all. Maybe some of y'all. But anyway, it's really a testament to your patience and to your love and to your thoughts and to who you trust and who is ride or die. Because you can uncover some imposters. And I've done that too. People that say that they doing one thing and something else. And I can respect that. I can respect where you are in your space. But the edge may not be your favorite space. And there's no love lost. But there's got to be some sort of cohesiveness here. Because this is a tribe. This is a movement. This is a frequency. This is not no cookie cutter podcast. Really, brains? You know better than that. 62,040 countries. Hear me when I say. Bravo to you. But your thought leaders, your movers, your shakers, your innovators, your people that are really going to impact the change. And part of that change is looting. Looting. Where you gonna wear your Gucci to? The clubs is closed because of the corona. Really? Okay. Drugstores? I get it. But none of that is even necessary because the tear gas gonna get your ass, or them dogs, or the water. And I've warned you guys about martial law. You better keep your butt in the house if you can, or if you have challenges, and work a different way, a different strategy. Make phone calls, mobilize, get food, get water, figure out a plan, create coalitions with police departments. Okay, I have family that's been in the military. And the last thing a brother want to do is pull another gun on a brother. And for what? Okay? That whole mind shift, it's got to go. White people, brown people, yellow people, all people, thank you for joining in with us in this fight. Because I'm telling you, I'm tired. And Jane tired too. Look at this. I got sweatshirt. We were talking about words a minute ago. Okay? Racial prejudice is an emotional commitment to ignorance. We're not ignorant here on the Edge Brains. That's why we come to school. We come to school to learn because we're open to agree yet disagree. But we can't show up disagreeable. This is one place I'm not going to have it. I love you. I'm there for you. But there's going to be some things that I'm going to talk about you may not be comfortable with. And that's good. If I'm wrong, send me a private message. Don't be trying to call me out. I'm not that girl. Okay? So I'll make corrective action if I deem warranted. Okay? But I love you guys, and I want you to have good information. I want you to be smart. I want you to be heady. I want you to be safe. I want us to be free because Black lives matter to me. I got you. Whatever I can do, I'm here for you. Well, hello there, brains. How you doing? What would the Edge be without a little commentary on what's going on in the world with the coronavirus and this pandemic? And I wanted to run some things through your brain because I know you know how to edit and filter and make your own decisions. But what I found amusing and almost comical is the fact that folks running around trying to get toilet paper and paper towels. Really? Is that what you think is going to sustain you in the event of a natural disaster or a pandemic? Okay? And if you have diarrhea, believe me, all you're going to want is some soap and water on a clean rag to dust your fluff. What is important and what you need is the following. Do you have some cash? I mean some cash money. What if the electricity is shut off? What if there's no one there at the bank to refill these machines and you need to get whatever necessities you need to get? My bank sent me an email, oh yes, telling me very clearly that they are doing everything that they can to protect their employees and their customers during this time. And they will keep me abreast of their office hours. Really? So now the bank is about to shut down and I'm not going to be able to get no money. They're not worried about dusting off that nasty money as they put it through that machine to see if it's counterfeit. I don't see anybody out there with wipes trying to wipe down the ATM from everybody touching it all day long. Something to think about. Do you have your medications written down so that someone else knows outside of you in the event of an emergency? Do you have a refill on your medication? Do you have enough pet food to sustain your fur baby? Okay, you have to think about them as well. What about gas in your car? You riding on a quarter of a tank. You could get stuck anywhere and be quarantined. It's not always going to be in the comfort of your luxurious home. It could be at the gym. It could be at the job. It could be at your kid's school. When they say quarantine and confine, they mean at that particular area. That doesn't mean that you can take whatever you got and travel, or you can leave the house and do this or do that. There has been times in history where there's been martial law, where you better not be caught outside. You better pay attention to that, brains. Are all of your documents recorded and kept on a thumb drive? Every single one of you out there on this computer has a thumb drive. I need you to put your photo ID, your medical record number, your living will and trust, your homeowner's insurance policy, your birth certificates. You need to have a contact outside of your immediate area so that folks know that you're okay in case the phone lines are down. Because that's the first thing that goes down is the phone lines. They're using that for emergency communication. And other people have come to me with some very compelling conspiracy theories. I'm just going to toss it out there and let you think about it. This could be chemical or germ warfare. Think about it. It's come in from a foreign country, whatever country that is. It's spreading globally like wildfire. People are paranoid, they're panicking, they're distracted, they're hoarding. The mainstream media is just going nuts. I mean, they can't talk about anything else. All the pundits and their commentaries and all of that. You know, here we are in the 21st century, still trying to fight with 1960 tactics. Folks out there marching, worrying about what box they gonna tick off to find out the next person that's going to run the United States of America or any country. Okay? They're sending in drones, brains. They're using cyber warfare. They're using social media. They're using chemical warfare to fight wars these days. It's no more troops and guns and marching and all that kind of stuff. No, that's not what they're doing. Pay attention. Look at all of the options and save yourself. And when there's an emergency, the first thing folks think is somebody going to come in and save you. Oh, the Red Cross is going to be here, or this nonprofit or that nonprofit. No, you got to save yourself. Okay? This is an opportunity to reconnect with your family and your children and think about what's important. Take care of your health. Keep your hands clean. Cook you a good meal. Play a board game. You know, listen to some music. Like I said, really just pay attention to what's going on. Use your common sense. Use your brain. You know, brains, it's very easy to sit in judgment. But life can take its toll. Have you looking like you about 500 years old? I was looking at baby girl, and I could see that life had taken its toll. She was standing there looking like she was about 500 years old. I mean, she couldn't pay the rent. She was a victim of domestic violence. She had alcoholic binges, chemically dependent. Somebody need to call in an intervention. She got them kids, them badass grandkids, and he over there tripping. And he, well, he too. He looking 500 years old. He's spackled and sprayed with sprinkles of gray. And in the corners of his mouth, see, it's white, because that's where his crack pipe lay. And his teeth and his feet, they look like copper and coal. That young white boy, he looking like 500 years old. And the smell that's coming from him make you want to gag. Ooh, good Lord. I pray for theirs. So, here he come. Yo, Miss Lady, can you help me out? I'm a 35-year-old white man. I'm doing the very best I can. I'm trying to help this sister raise these half-Mexican children. Please don't turn your back on me and act like you don't see. Like you really don't know. My kids are standing over there. They're dirty, they're hungry, and they got snot running from their nose. Ooh, good Lord, I turned around. I looked at his family, and I sure enough felt bad. I reached down and grabbed that little designer handbag and gave him every single dollar I had. And thought to myself, for the grace of God, that could be my black ass sitting there looking 500 years old. Hello, brains, and welcome back to On the Edge with April Mahoney. Wow, I've been going through my news feed, and it is incredible. There is so much passion and compassion. But folks, y'all need to be careful on what you're posting, okay? Don't put a bullseye on your back. Your employers are looking at this. Your coworkers, your friends, your babysitters. All of this is being exposed, who you really are and what you really think. So before you hit that enter button, think about it, reread it, and think about what you're saying and who you're saying it to. It's a big audience out there. Speaking of audiences, I had great shows this week. I'm about to set up the watch party. Yes, we are going to watch and rewatch some of the most requested videos and audios that I produced this week with my guests. They have been absolutely incredible. very compassionate, very informative on business and life. Just a lot of great stuff. So let's dial back. Let's implement some of these great ideas instead of all this jaw jacking, talking about nothing, meeting on the meeting to see what we're meeting about. We really need to put some things into action. It's time, okay? And stay close to the edge. Have you a nice snack. Maybe have a Corona. Oops, poor choice. Maybe a Heineken's. Enjoy, brains. Hello, brains, and welcome back to On the Edge with April Mahoney. The spot where the conversations are pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Today's another teachable moment, number 150, here on the edge. I'm not playing. I've given you 150 pieces of valuable advice and suggestions. Now, I don't know what y'all done did with it, but I hope you used it. So today, this is going to be one on business. This is going to be on branding, being a brand ambassador, writing reviews or doing video reviews, and product demonstration. Now, if y'all don't know, you better know, I have been a brand ambassador for years for some major corporations. Martha Stewart, Casio, all of the Diageo alcohol portfolio. I worked for P. Diddy, for Ciroc, and the list goes on, and I continue to build those relationships. But what people have found is that, I'm an influencer, which is great, but also there's some texture, and I take care in what I do. Because when you're a brand ambassador or when you're writing in a review, it's not about you. It is about the company and how you're going to deliver that message and how you're going to represent them. So let me give you some quick tips on some things that I have found that have worked like a charm for me, okay? And my customers really appreciate, they keep coming back, and they give me great referrals. So now the objective, and I had to take some notes. I can't keep all this in my brain, a lot of information. Okay, so the objective is to feature and highlight the product and not yourself. You're not selling you. Okay, they didn't ask you to be a model. They want you to model their clothes. They want you to represent them. They want you to talk about them. You are the spokesperson for them and their company. You can't be wilding out and then have your name attached to something, and then that represents the brand. So you want to be careful about what you post on social media, just what your image is like, okay? Be sure that they're aware of that. You want to take up-close pictures of the product. Again, it's not about you, okay? This is a product we're going to feature today, okay? I'm going to do this pro bono because I like these people. Okay, this is Sun Aroma. Papaya, can you see that? Papaya soap with sweet almond oil. Now, I'm not going to do the actual demonstration right now, but let me tell you, this is luxurious. You run across your nose, you get the smell-o-vision. Oh my God, you talk it up. You use a lot of power adjectives. Wonderful, soft, luxurious, fun, engaging, sexy. Those are getters, okay? You talk about its features or its options. This makes the skin soft and supple. There's no animal testing in this product. This bar here, will last you a very long time if you don't put it directly in the water. It doesn't create any mold or mildew on it. Those are selling points, as an example. Okay, so their ease of use. When you just take the wrapper off, put the water on, you wash your hands. But if you're talking about a product that, like I did one for a grill, okay? So you do the grill, but you also talk about the easy cleanup, how it's easy to store. You talk about the dimensions, the size of what the product is. You take a picture of the front, the back. Of course, you put your product placement in there because you're going to recognize me wherever I am. I'm going to represent, okay? This is a partnership, but you want to represent the brand really well. Is it a current trend? Is it something retro? What's the price point like? Give them a range. I've seen them anywhere from $79 to $129. So people have an idea of what they're looking for. And be honest, but don't be rude. Like this particular company right here, I don't know which one I got. I think I got the wrong name, but regardless, I wasn't happy with everything I got. But I'm not going to bust their chops, okay? It's just I won't order from them again. And if I'm asked to give a review, I'm going to tell them what I think. But you don't want to, it's a learning opportunity, okay? You don't need to cut somebody down. So that's important. Offer suggestions, the best place to maybe wear a particular item or show the jewelry, touch the jewelry. You got to give some personality. You're talking into the camera. Pretend you're talking, to 10,000 people. Okay, you got to represent. You got to look good. The clothes, hold your stomach in, put your shoulders back, put your chest up, take a couple pictures of you, different angles, but get that or get a backdrop. And that's another thing. Your backdrop. Okay. Less is more. Look who's talking with all this going on. But seriously, folks, what you want to do is just kind of have your color scheme kind of down. And again, have your logo or your brand. So people know that is you. They identify. When you see that Coca-Cola bottle, you know who it is. You see that Nike check, you know who it is. When they see you, they need to know who it is on the edge, okay? That's important. Tag the company. Say the company's name. Okay? Sun Aroma. Say their name. That's what they paying you to do. Say their name, okay? That's good. Product placement and the logo. You need to have it set up. Have you a cute little setup so that you can show the product. Does that look nice? Can you see that? I don't know if I can do that. But I got it in a pretty little bowl. And then when I actually do the actual demonstration, I'm going to lather it up with some water and some soap. Sell it. And use their tagline, like mine, is On the Edge with April Mahoney, the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Create a tagline. It's catchy. People hear it. They know you representing. And make it short and sweet. Like this teachable moment. Bye, brains. Hi, brains. Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney. Here, this is the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. What y'all doing? I'm sitting here having a beer. I can have a beer. I'm grown. But anyway, trying to cool off because it's hot. But I was scrolling through my news feed, and I wanted to offer some suggestions as a teachable moment. Teachable moment number 167. Podcasting. What does that look like? I'm going to give you some tips and tricks of the trade that's worked for me. I hope that they work for you. Be clear with your subject. Make sure it's in alignment with your values. That's important because ultimately it is about, your reputation because you're putting these people out there. So check them out. Know who they are. Make sure they're in alignment. Number 2, make it fun and engaging, but value people's time, okay? They're not going to give you an hour. You get 15, 20 good minutes, you lucky before they clicking off. That's what you want. If people have committed to giving you some time, to listen to you, to watch your videos, what have you, honor that. You say you're going to be there on Tuesday? Be there on Tuesday. And don't be having me waiting 4 or 5 minutes till other people get online. Be ready. Okay? It's just like a Hollywood script. When they say action, action. They can watch the replay if they want to see them first 5 minutes. So value people's time. Be clear with your subjects. Introduce your subject, what you're going to talk about. See if people will be interested from the get-go, a little teaser. Then you talk about your subject with your guests. You weave in and out of the conversation. You let them do most of the talking because they're the subject matter expert. Reading people's bio, I like to hear them tell their story. I like to hear them promote their book, their online programs. And when they do that, be sure that you take your time. That's your calling card, guest. Okay? So slow down, spell things out. People have time. They got time for you. What else? Cross promotion. That's huge. Share on each other's page. That's how things go viral. All you need is one big fish with 100,000 followers, and there you are. You've arrived. So check out that. What is relevant? Try to stay current. Current trends. Try to be a thought leader. Go way out. Why not? But be careful with your messaging, and what you associate yourself to. Political platform, health and wellness, science and research, racial issues. Just be careful of your alignment, because you are now a voice. You're an influencer. You have a media presence. So I want you to take that very seriously. Okay? Enjoy it. Have a good time. Podcasting is great. And thank you again for always checking me out on the edge. All right? Bye, brains. Well, hello, brains. It's me again, calling you from virtuality here on the edge, the place where the conversation is what? Pointed, and who? The guests are sharp and the responses are what? Okay, never dull. How you doing? Doing good. I'm feeling good these days. I am. I've been working out with my hula hoop. Yes, let me tell you, you can get a workout. Get your shoe on. Okay? Shoot, the BBs is inside of the cotton picking hula hoop thing. It's so much fun. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about business. Give you another teachable moment. Number 173. How to close a deal. Brains, I'm going to give you some quick tips on how to close a deal. See, that's why you're not making no money. Because you're not closing on the deal. You're meeting on the meeting to see what you're meeting about, which is nothing. You need to make the introduction. You need to be able to provide value. Okay? What are they getting for their money? It has to be something that they want. Let your customer talk, your client talk. Let them tell you what they need and what they want, not what you think they need. Ask for the business. Directly ask for the business. Is this something that you're interested in? How can we collaborate on this? What do your numbers and your budget look like? Ask for the business. Okay? All this, this hemming and hawing, you don't have time for that. Either they want to do business with you or they don't. Give them a couple of days to think it over. No pressure. Because if there's a problem, you want them to back out before you get into something and you got to return money and get ugly and all that. You don't want to do that. That's not closing the deal. Okay? And then get paid. How would you like to pay that? Cash? Credit card? PayPal? Close the deal. Provide them with a receipt and excellent customer service and let them know what the terms of the deals are. Simple as that, brains. Simple as that. You can get paid with no problem. And have good customer service. Work with people. Provide them options. That's very, very important. That's respectful. You would want somebody to do that to you, right? Okay? So learn how to close a deal. Bye, brains. Hello, brains, and welcome back to On the Edge with April Mahoney. Here, this is the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are what? They're never dull. I'm having some tea. I'm trying to unwind. I've had such a busy day today. And I was talking to some people, having a conversation about life in general. About how folks trying to rewrite somebody else's story from the grave. How they gonna do that? Folks be done left you out the will, left you off the obituary, left the company to somebody else. And then the people that are living are trying to vindicate what has happened to the dead or what they perceive. Because, see, there's three sides to every story, brains. Yours, mine, and the truth. Just keep it at 100. So, mind your business. If that person is not settling right with your soul and they did something to another family member, there's some history there. Believe and trust. Allow them to have that space, okay? But trying to cut folks off, it's just going to come back to haunt you. Well, hello, brains. How are you? Here's to you. I was thinking about something as I was sitting here on the edge. I was sitting there with myself. I was thinking about something. Making a decision. Brains, do you know how to make a decision? Yes or no? Not maybe. Not wobbling and weaving in and out. Yes or no? And what do you base that on? What do you look at? How much fact, how much data, how much emotion, how much influence is put in your decision? Somebody got a cosign on it, and you already up there negotiating with the board of directors in your brain, second guessing yourself. Or they're like, well, what the hell? But seriously, you got to be able to say yes or no. Be it with your health, your finance, your relationship, your God, with your outside influences, political influence, healthcare, all of that. You got to be able to make a decision. I'm not going to sit up here and try to convince you one way or the other. You're going to have to look at your heart and know what the real deal is. We see what's going on. It's not transparent. So I'm just hoping that everybody learns how to make a decision based on little criteria. Fact, less gossip. If you don't know, ask questions. It's okay not to know what you don't know, because you don't know you know it. Or you don't know that you don't know it. Yeah, that's it. You don't know if you don't know it. Say, I didn't know it. Seriously, take it seriously. Whatever you do, just look inside your heart. And then ask yourself, if the shoe was on the other foot, how would that make me feel? How would that make me feel? Think about it, brains. Gotta make a decision. Gotta make a decision. Now. Well, hello, brains, and welcome back to On the Edge with April Mahoney. Right here, this is the spot, the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Welcome home, brains. I got a teachable moment for you. How about that one? This one, number 180. But before we get started, let me introduce you to Moose. Years ago, a Native American woman told me that I had two animal spirit guides. One was an owl and one was an elephant. Well, this elephant and me got some history. It's been with me a long time. But it reminds me so much of tenderness. Because elephants are very kind. They remind me of strength and power and courage and determination. They're community-based. And they're good parents, too. I watch the Animal Planet channel. I ain't never seen no elephant try to eat her young. But anyway, let's move. But the teachable moment. Number 180. Have you ever had to make a turnaround? Quick snap, or you got checked and you got snapped back? A 180. Then you had that time when you had that whole 360. You just was going around in a circle. Well, I had to check myself. Okay, yeah, I did. I'm working on a project with my daughter, and I found myself, kind of, like I lied. I was being a little aggressive. And I know I'm a strong personality, and she knows that too, but I'm trying to be that dream catcher, not that dream crusher. I'm trying to be a good person and, be open to listening to ideas and not controlling every damn thing. That's too much work. So I did a 180. And she said, thank you, Mommy. And it's just so easy. So make it easy on yourself. Get your animal spirit guide, like Moose. Hello, brains, and welcome home. I always have it turned around. You're back on the edge with me, April Mahoney. Okay? The place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Another teachable moment. This one, number 181. What is this thing called branding? Let's talk about it. You got people that say, oh, I can create your signature brand. I'm a marketing expert. I can do this. I can do that. I got pixie dust. Whatever. But some things that you need to consider when you talk about building a brand. The first thing is consistency. I cannot emphasize that enough. Be consistent with your logo, with your messaging, with your bio. All of this speaks to who you are. You don't want sprinklings and spacklings of stuff everywhere. You want it to be right. I took some notes so that I was right. Any good teacher would take notes. Be consistent and persistent. Again, be consistent with your look, with your feel, with your image, but be persistent. You got to be out there all the time. You have to speak to your brand. Who are you? You got to have a tagline, something catchy, so that people are paying attention. Because when they see this, they know they done stumbled up on me, okay? There's no denying that. When you see Coca-Cola, when you see Pepsi, when you see Walmart, when you see Apple, you identify with those brands. That is branding, okay? I want you to cross-promote with people. If I'm doing business with you and I'm on your page, you on my page, okay, it's back and forth. We're asking folks to share. I'm talking about you, you talking about me. That's how you create the wins, okay? You got to multiply it. Two can do a lot more than one. Who's copying off of you? Oh, yes, I done seen the imposters. But you know what Mr. Magnificent said to me? He said, baby, replication is the greatest form of flattery because no one can steal your creative genius. So I'll be watching, I'll be seeing. But you know, if you can win, I can't have everything. I ain't mad at you. Now, let's make it do what it do. Kick it up a whole nother notch. If you are doing something like, I'll say, for example, podcasting. This is huge. I've had my signature mug for 13 years. And these are limited editions. You can't buy these. This is given with love, okay? And it say brains on the back. Speak to your audience. Who is your audience? You know? A lot of you get these from me as well. Do you know what they are? No. They're bookmarkers. But they can also be tradable cards and words of encouragement for your friends. Now, I done messed around and got some candles too, brains. These are unscented. I love it because I want to light up your life. I tried this. I don't know if I like this so much. These pens, I don't know if I really kind of like that. Can you see a little pen up there? But you know what I do like? My business card. I don't have a phone number on there. People aren't doing that anymore. I even need to get that little scan thing on here. But your cards. Don't tell me you don't have a card and you in business and you're supposed to be branded. This is your money. Okay? It needs to be consistent, just like everything else. You got to love your look. You got to frame it. This is who you are. This is who represents you. Brains, and the selling of your book. You know, I don't know how many I sold. Well, then you're not a published author that's trying to sell your books. You got a giveaway. Okay? You got to know that. Even if you're in an anthology, don't get lost in the pages of the anthology. That is your body of work. That's your street cred. Own it. Claim it. This is my first book right here. Small statements that mean a lot. It is over 1,000 cliches put together in a poetic format that I did with my brother that is cold-blooded. Okay? This petite little book sells for $10. And yes, this in combination with my others, I have sold over $15,000. I'm sorry, 15,000 copies. Did I say dollars? Oh, okay. 15,000 copies out the trunk of my car. Believe me when I say, I've been selling for a long time, but it's consistency. And brains, you have not lived until you have been bottled. Okay? I am immortalized. I am a bobblehead. Do you see that? Do you see that? Branding, consistency. So I love to give some appreciation to my brains because I appreciate you. Okay? You can listen to anybody else's podcast, but you tuning on and hanging on to the edge. So I got some new stuff. Tell me what you think. This is, I think, my favorite. A heart-shaped key ring. And I'm hoping and praying that you got the key to your new office to put on here, or to your new boat, or to your vacation house. Okay? This here, another one. This is the round version. This is cute too. And these are available for purchase. I'm going to put the list down at the bottom. But I'm also giving them away. But this is the coup de grace. I am hosting a Friendsgiving paint and sip party. I'm going to select 20 of my brains randomly, and we are going to paint a beautiful picture. And one lucky guest is going to win our signature apron. Okay. This apron is good for cooking. It's good for gardening. It's good for domesticating when you trying to clean up in the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. You put all your little tools in here. So use it, wear it, because I'm flattered anytime that people take the time to share in who I do and what I do. So, to recap our teachable moment, number 181, work on that branding. Be consistent, be persistent, be clear, be concise, and keep your intellectual property. Don't let people be taking your stuff. That's your copyright. That's your suit right. That's your money. Be aware of that. Here, on the edge. Come buy some stuff. Well, hello, and welcome back to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. I'm here with Moose. I didn't introduce y'all to Moose before. This is my spirit animal that was given to me by a Native American shaman woman that was, from another place. And if this sucker right here could talk, I tell you, I had to put him in quarantine. But what we're going to talk about is a teachable moment. Teachable moment number 182. We're going to talk about winners and losers. And what that looks like. What that make you feel like. Because, I felt like I needed a colonic. I was uptight. Couldn't think, couldn't eat. I was nauseous. Acid reflux. It wasn't cute. And I know everybody else was all up in their feelings. Whatever orifice. Your ears, your nose, your mouth, your eyes, your business. Everybody's opened up to something and was sucking it in. So now we know. So now what do we do with this information? How do we process it? Okay. First thing you need to do is create some space in your brain. You have something to work with because it's been so compartmentalized. Okay. So now you know. Now, open it up. What are my dreams? What are my goals? What do I need? What are my needs and not my wants? What am I willing to sacrifice for humanity? Okay. Now, I will tell you, at times I am selfish. I know when it's all about me, it's all about me. But when it's about you, it's all about you. Give people their time. Give them their space. Okay? Because this is a new crazy all over the world. And as I was talking to Moose, it's like, why folks always feel they got to be a winner? If you were always a winner, you would not understand the value of winning. Sometimes you have to lose to learn the lesson. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than the eyes can see, brains. So, just chillax a minute. Let's talk about compromise. For once, we done tried everything else. Aggression, hostility, love, marching, all that. So let's try compromise. Everybody compromise. Like I said, I done went back and, considered refriending some people that was just way out of line. But they was caught up in their feelings. So, okay, winners and losers. I wouldn't want to inherit this job. I don't care what you was giving me, except a guaranteed ticket to heaven to sit side by side with Jesus. I wouldn't want this job because you are inheriting a nightmare. This is not a dream. This is a fucking nightmare. Yes, I cursed. The big F. Worry about yourself. Take care of your family. Make sure you got some money coming in. You got some food. You got a job, but all this other chaos, you don't need no more distractions like going to jail, like getting shot, like, losing your job for saying something inappropriate on social media. Just as simple as that. You don't need that extra stress. Okay? Winners and losers. Some people own real estate, high-end real estate, beautiful homes, casinos and golf courses. They know a lot about real estate. But in addition to that, they know a lot about eviction. I'll leave you with that. Hi, brains, and welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney. This is the spot. This is the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. And Santa's coming. How y'all doing? Ooh. So, I was just sitting here having a drink. Vodka and cranberry. Pretty class, huh? It's very popular. I'm grown, I can drink. I drink responsibly. I don't drink and drive. I don't drink and judge. But you can have a drink. Water's good. So, I was just sitting here, tripping in my brain. I said, let me share some thoughts. A teachable moment. Number, from my note, number 189. So, traveling by faith is a path that is unseen and a journey that is far-reaching. It will take the courage of a lion and the faith of a mustard seed to navigate the difference between the hills and the valleys. Most will help you up the mountain, and in the same breath, the very same people are preying on you like vultures, because it's a cloud of deception and deflection that looms. And I see you. Oh, yes, brains. I see you. Now you wonder about the what if in the original intention. So now let's fast forward. Left-handed generosity extended only to reveal what your right hand is actually doing. See, it's balance. Left hand, right hand. Okay? Because there's some trickery. I'll tell you about the trickery. And I don't want you to believe in just the words that you are clearly projecting, but denying what your eyes are seeing, what your heart is feeling, what your mouth is speaking, and your ears, they're feeling. And all the while, you're sitting back. Letting people drive your go-kart. Really? Because your heart is racing. You're never braking, and you're merging and swaying in different directions. Who gave other people permission to drive your course? And what is the cost that you will pay to actually be a boss? That's what I'm saying. So people, they fake and they floss for their own purpose, and that's okay. But see, you got to keep an eye, too, on them dollar signs. Yours, your investments, and your time and your money depends. It's all relevant. So giving your trust away is like purchasing some government cheese with your EBT card. You just there, okay? You got to take a back seat, and you get tired of standing on your feet because life offers no guarantees. Have you seen all the unexpected deaths lately and the cost associated to bury me, only to have my family fight over my scraps? The carcass of what I used to be. Wow, and in between the social media junkies that got this keyboard courage, they connect with you like kings and queens of everything, interjecting, not willing. See, they be burping it up like acid reflux in your throat. It ain't no joke. Are you meeting the milestones and passing kidney stones? What you doing? Are you trapped? Are you scared? Do you feel alone? What is the cost to be a boss? And how much are you willing to pay? Think about it, brains. Welcome back to On the Edge with April Mahoney. Here, this is the spot. The place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Look at my ring. No, it ain't real. So don't be trying to jock me. I ain't got it like that, okay? But isn't it pretty? My friend sent it to me from one of the shopping channels. Anyway, how y'all doing? I'm still having a drink. This is the same drink, okay? It was just a big one. Anyway, Edgy Awards. Come on, y'all. You know, I put a lot of thought into it. And it's been fun as heck. Because it's not about me. It's about my brains. I love to make people feel good about themselves and, shine. Really. I love that. So be sure you tune in. I'm going to have the replay, share with everybody on the planet. Get your interviews in. Now we booking for January, February. Come on board. The love train. We doing it over here on the edge. Right here. We love bling. It's girly.